Okay, so I need to introduce my friend Derek, who again is one of our Wilmington entrepreneurs. Derek has really stepped it up this year. He's attended a lot more of our events in Wilmington. He was a candidate for an award at the North Carolina Technology Awards and is going to be on the lightning round stage at CED. So he has a company called SWELLEnterprise, and please welcome our friend Derek from Wilmington.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you guys are awake because I had about a 3-hour trip here. Lots of coffee, totally underestimated traffic, so I assume everybody's from around the triangle. Is that right? Hats off to you guys for dealing with that every day. I almost pulled into the median, but I figured a police escort would be a bad first impression. So without further ado, I'd like to get started on presenting what we've built here. So SWELLEnterprise is the first product of SWELL Systems Incorporated, which I am lucky enough to be called the founder of. We started it in 2016, so we just had our 1-year anniversary, November 2017. Had a really good year, in our opinion, based on the goals that we set out. We did actually exceed those goals, so we're reaching a little bit higher this year to see how that goes. SWELLEnterprise, so it was developed out of a need that I had in my first business. So I'll get into this a little bit more later, but in 2011 I started a company. And when I was growing that company, I essentially needed a way to get rid of all the sticky notes that my wife was tired of cleaning up and put it all somewhere online that kind of kept things organized. So what I found was, of course we have the sales force, we've got some other players in the space, but it was all far too expensive for what I could afford at the beginning of my career. So what we did was we developed an all-in-one business management application. We essentially combined all the tools that a startup business would need at a very affordable cost. It's coffee shaking, not nerves, or alcohol. So the problem that we have here is that 80% of businesses will fail within the first 5 years. Now, I have a product that may help with that, but essentially what they have in common, they're disorganized, they lack systems and processes, they lack the ability to scale, right? So kind of playing on my past a little bit, when it came time to hire my first employee, they had no idea what to do, okay? That just plays into the systems and processes. But what do they all have in common? What are the core tools that they need? It's essentially collaboration with their team, invoicing and accounting, marketing or automation, document management, project management, customer relationship, and sales pipelines. So this is about the average cost of what people are paying, startups are paying each year on these different tools, right? It's average about $420 a year. Most of these are priced per user. So if you have 2 people using it, you can multiply that by 2. So you can see here CRM. Now, I mean, there's some free players in the space, but this was based on like Salesforce and others. CRM, $130. Document management, $20 a month. Accounting, $50. Marketing, team collaboration, you get the point. So we've combined all those, again, at a low, affordable price. So would you rather be paying the $420 a month per user or up to $60 a month per user? So we built SWELLEnterprise to give startups they need all in one place at an affordable cost. We're a fully featured cloud application. We run on Amazon Web Services. We've developed the technology that the more the companies use our application, we're able to develop predictive analysis and business intelligence for that. So in other words, our application could say, hey, you haven't reached out to Jim Roberts in 3 months. It's probably time to follow up. Or you have this project that's past due. And we combine business automation, and most importantly, we play well with others because we realize that some of our customers are already going to have some sort of a document management in place, or QuickBooks. So we integrate with those apps so that Swell essentially becomes a centralized hub for all that information. So the market analysis, again, we're going after small businesses. I call them solopreneurs, but there needs to be a little context around that. I was a solopreneur 7 years ago, and now I run a company and that's got about 12 people that work in that company. So I started as a one-man band, but I grew to the point where I've got employees in. So in 2016, Freelancers, solopreneurs made up about 34% of the workforce. By 2020, that number is expected to go to 50%. Also, because my first business is a marketing agency, and we built it for ourselves, it would make sense that I would target digital and creative agencies, which there are currently 560,000 worldwide. As you can see, the CRM space, although we're a little bit more than that, is a $15.1 billion industry, according to statistics taken in 2016. Now that 26% market segment, that's essentially who we're going after. Service-based providers. How we make our money? We're subscription-based. We're a software as a service company. We have a couple of ways we make money here. Mainly to the public, what we offer is the Nose Rider plan and the Pipeline plan. So the Nose Rider is $25 a month per user. We're not going to limit you on features. The only limits you get from us is the amount of data that you use. So essentially, we price this at a point where we make more money based on your growth. If you're at a point in your business where you're not making a lot of money, this is super affordable because you're essentially just paying for the data that you use. Now the next tier up is a Pipeline plan, and that's essentially there's no data limits. We still don't limit you on features, and then you get priority support and a few other perks with that. Now we've got this partnership plan, which is free, and I'll explain that in just a minute when I get to my marketing strategy. That's essentially a free plan for up to 2 users, up to 500 records, and then you get all the features and everything that comes with all the other plans. We also have our custom license. This would be somebody who maybe has a large company and they want to host Swell on their own dedicated server. So we've got an example of what a custom license would look like there. And then we've got different value adds. So for our free plan, we charge per phone number that you purchase. If you're using the in-app dialer or sending text messages out, we bill for that. It's very affordable. And then we also make a transaction fee. It's a 2.5% transaction fee on the free plan only. We don't charge a transaction fee on the paid plans. So how are we going to make all this happen? This is an example of our marketing strategy. Digital agencies, because we are one, and because of my influence in that space, what little bit I have, I'm able to kind of partner with other agencies that we can sell them this software, but they essentially can resell it to their clients in exchange for commissions. So we set up commissions to be a 30% recurring commission for each of our referral partners. But what we do is we give them the option. You can take that 30% recurring commission, or you can have us apply that 30% recurring commission to one of your favorite nonprofits. It's kind of our way of giving back. In addition to that free plan that I just described, we're partnering with incubators, accelerators, bankers, and consultants, because those are generally the people who have the first touch in somebody starting a business. So if you think about like a WeWorks or Tech Mountain where we're located, we partner with that. We partner with them, and they can offer Swell to their tenants at no cost, and then once their tenants get to a point where they're actually making money, that's when we start making money. And then your traditional press releases, social media, paid advertising. Marketing, because I own a marketing agency, we utilize pay-per-click, organic search engine optimization, remarketing, and content marketing. That's been the biggest thing for us so far. So we've already, in the year we've been in business, explored these different channels to find out where we get the most users from for the least amount of money. And the pay-per-click and the remarketing and content strategy all play into that. And the last but not least, sales team, trade shows, and affiliate marketing. So a little bit about the team. Of course, I'm Derek Schmidt. Like I said, I started Design Loud, which is my agency, back in 2011. Been fortunate enough to watch that grow, but the relationship between these two companies, while they are completely separate, Swell is able to remain a lean startup because we can leverage the marketing, the design, and development from the digital agency, essentially at cost. So Swell, the only overhead that Swell has to have at this point in time, operations, customer support specialists. And then I've got somebody who's been very loyal to me over the years. We call her Morgan. Her name is Devon Morgan. She's been with me. She's kind of been the lead developer role of Swell, and also working with and in the agency to make sure everything is consistent. On that agency, sorry I skipped ahead too quick. 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, 2031, 2032, 2033, 2034, 2035, 2036, 2037, 2038, 2039, 2040, 2041, 2042, 2043, 2044, 2045, 2046, 2047, 2048, 2049, 2050, 2051, 2052, 2053, 2054, 2055, 2056, 2057, 2058, 2059, 2060, 2061, 2062, 2063, 2064, 2065, 2066, 2067, 2068, 2069, 2070, 2071, 2072, 2073, 2074, 2075, 2076, 2077, 2078, 2079, 2080, 2081, 2082, 2083, 2084, 2085, 2086, 2087, 2088, 2089, 2090, 2091, 2092, 2093, 2094, 2095, 2096, 2097, 2098, 2099, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 20 I was able to bootstrap that up to 6 figures, just about 7. That's our goal this year. With no capital or investments, which for somebody who had no formal training with starting a business, I consider that a win. And then my roles in that company have essentially now transitioned from being the production, the guy wearing so many hats, to all I really do now is operations, training, budget, and management. And I don't even do that much anymore because I have an operations person who essentially runs this, which allows me to have my free time to grow Swell. The current challenges I'm facing and what I'm asking from you today. Do you clearly understand what it is that we have, what the offer and what the value proposition is? And then who can you introduce me to? I'm a beach boy. You know, I do have a Triangle member on my board, talking to a few others, but I'm really trying to pick up some traction here in the Triangle. So I'd like to make introductions for maybe leadership roles, investors, mentors. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, and I'm a sponge essentially at this point where I soak up as much information as I can. Finally, I'm ready for questions.
I think we're going to use the cue ball, so Scott's got it in the middle.
Yeah, is it working? Not working? Maybe. Okay. Who has a question that's really loud?
All right, no, it's in the middle. Yeah, that's it.
Questions? In the back, right in the middle. I can't throw those for someone. Here we go.
Hi, Derek.
Hi.
Congrats on a great year.
Thank you.
I'm just curious how many customers you've been able to acquire in the past year.
So we started with a freemium model, changed our focus a little bit. We've got a total of 1,000 customers, roughly. Out of that 1,000, we have right over 100 paying customers. So again, we started out with a freemium model to kind of bring people in. We decided we were kind of attracting the wrong people at that point, and that's when we got rid of the freemium model. Instead, we converted it to the partnership model, and then we just stuck with our 2 paid plans, so 100 users.
Ricardo has a question. He can catch, he promises me. He has skills.
There you go. Okay, how do you convert people that already have a database like Soho, HubSpot? Do you have those capabilities to transform them in your integration with like somebody who has QuickBooks, Enterprise, or things of that nature?
We do. We have 2 ways to accomplish that. We have a white glove service, which we essentially offer for free. There's certain limitations there, but we will import your clients, your customers, projects from any other application into your Swell account free of charge. We do have a paid value add for that where we set up like workflow automation and everything. That's a paid service. But the second part is the integrations that we offer. So we allow you to connect with those apps for data syncing. So if you want to continue to use those apps, you can, and then Swell's essentially your one place to look at your business kind of at a bird's eye view instead of 5 to 7 different tabs open.
Kind of like a GUI interface, and then
Exactly.
things work in the box.
So you can either choose to have us import it for you for free, or you can connect with the app and sync it directly into your Swell account.
Okay, I have a question. The hell is a nose rider? It sounds like a drink at a bad club.
Surfer. It's a surfer, and when you're trying to come up with names that kind of play into that surf environment,
Swell.
very limited. Swell, yeah.
Questions? I'm just going to randomly throw the ball if you don't ask a question. And I can throw, I can pitch.
I have another question.
Okay. Oh, Scott with the one-hander. All right.
You had mentioned that you were a small business and you built this solution because you needed it, and it answered all your prayers and solved all your problems, and you realized other people needed it too. Have you guys done any exercises around who your ideal customer is for the next year? Because I think there's a lot of different types of small businesses.
Yes, and I'm glad you asked. So, our ideal customer is the complete opposite of what the agency is. But Swell's ideal customer is a person that's been in business for less than 5 years. They maybe have a team of 10 people or less, gross revenue $1 million or less. They're generally in the service-based industry, so some sort of creative services or providing a service to somebody. That's who we've identified as our best customer.
Sweet. In the back?
The assist. Going with the ball through.
I'm hearing a lot of commonalities between a little company called 37 Signals and what you guys are doing, but I also hear some points of departure. So could you elaborate on what they've done and how it is that you're different?
Sure. So 37 Signals is the creator of Basecamp. Very similar background. The guy owned an agency, started a software company that they needed. Basecamp at its core is essentially a project management collaboration tool. It doesn't really have the capabilities for CRM. It doesn't have the ability to invoice or accounting functions, the fintech side, estimates, proposals. It does do the document management, so that's where we come up a little bit different from your traditional like Basecamp or 37 Signals products. They do have a CRM, it's called FreedCamp, but that doesn't connect to Basecamp. You know, it's like they don't have that all-in-one business management app. And why they wouldn't come out and offer something like this is because they're already making their money on Basecamp and their pipeline with FreedCamp. It would essentially butcher their revenue to go backwards and build something like this and offer it at the price point that we're coming with. So that's what we found with 37 Signals and some of our closest competitors is they may offer a fraction of what we offer. They don't offer everything that we offer, and they certainly don't offer it at the price point that we offer it.
Question here, Derek. Thanks for the presentation. It was
Sure.
good. So a couple of questions. So it looks like there are a lot of competitors in this space, right? Like for finance, like your accounting, you're basically competing with QuickBooks. And I'm a small startup. Like I use QuickBooks, the CRM, Google, G Suite for business, document management, everything. Price alone, you think like is this going to be a big factor for people to consider a platform?
Price alone, no. Convenience, productivity, yes. So what I extracted out of your question was you're using about 5 to 7 different apps. So that's exactly the problem that we solve. And while I don't consider QuickBooks, Salesforce, or some of these other people, Google Drive, direct competitors, they're slightly indirect competitors, but how we've come to address that is not trying to compete with them, but instead trying to integrate with them. We encourage you. I mean, when somebody comes and they ask about our accounting side, we give you basic accounting functions. Connect to your bank account, we'll categorize, but anything more like beyond that, you need to go to QuickBooks. You know, we are, as much as I hate to use the analogy, we're essentially the Walmart. You know, we're the low-cost solution. We're the low-cost provider. We are great for somebody at a specific time in their business. Probably not so great for somebody who's 10 years, 50 employees, etc. So we integrate with QuickBooks. We have an integration with Google Drive and Dropbox, no additional charge. So again, that's when the value proposition shifts to be, we're your centralized hub for all these different apps that you have in one place.
Question back here?
Okay, I'm a tech person. I have a question. The Amazon, anybody, it's encrypted, your data goes in there. If I'm the owner, and since I'm going through you and all that stuff, and I want to encrypt all my data, can I do that myself, or you have to do it?
Can you encrypt your data?
Yeah.
So it's already encrypted as soon as you create.
It's encrypted, but if I want to retrieve my data, you know what I'm saying, and I'm your client, can I do it myself, or do I have to go through you?
You can totally do it yourself.
Okay. One other question I want to ask you. There's some, maybe you don't know, but these days we do, it's been there for a while, business intelligence, because we sit down and if I'm running my company, every minute I want to know what's going on and all that stuff. Google and some of these people, they have that thing which you can, every minute I'm losing money right now, you know what I'm saying? It seems like I was going through yours and everything, I have to integrate with, why can't you put some of the things like business intelligence in your thing so that most of small business don't understand by the time they realize it, it's too late, you're losing money and all that stuff. You need to put some of that platform in there and
Correct. So we've got the algorithm developed for that. Essentially, it's in the learning stage right now. It's learning based on the amount of data that's being put into our database, right? And then it takes that data and it's going to start notifying you ahead of time, not after the fact.
No. Business intelligence is nothing to do with if I'm doing marketing, I'm doing my inventory and all that stuff. The business intelligence, if I put that platform and I want to have an access what's going on, it has nothing to do with algorithm. It's the platform which you use. It can tell you right now what I want to see right there and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But you might want to look and put that platform in your platform for small business so that they can understand much better.
Correct, and we currently do have that as a 360 view of the business. It's branded all over the website. Essentially what it allows you to do is see, for example, if you have a client, you see everything pertaining to that client. Or if you're on the dashboard, you see all the activity, all the due dates, all the tasks, everything going on that you're responsible for. Excuse me, I need some water. Puberty.
I don't think drinking water.
I had a question and a comment. The question is, I missed what the transaction fee was for.
Essentially for our free plan. That's how we sustain the free users. So if we set up a partnership with 1 Million Cups and they offered Swell to you guys for free, it's up to 2 users, 500 records. During that time that you're in that free plan, the only way we make money off of that is if you're invoicing your clients and you're collecting payments online, you've got the 2.5 that's enforced by like Stripe, PayPal, your payment gateway, but then we charge an additional 2.5, so it's a total of 5%.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's only if you're invoicing.
Okay, my comment is, it seems to me, based on some of the comments I'm hearing, that it would be really good for you to get into a business before it's a business at the planning stages, so that they don't have Google and this one and QuickBooks and all that. And you mentioned in your presentation incubators, and the place I can see you going with that is a lot of the local towns are partnering with businesses and creating co-working spaces within their downtowns. So getting in touch with the local towns to see if there is a co-working space in their area or one coming in, and then getting with those co-working spaces before they get off the ground.
Exactly right. And we do have that going on in Wilmington. We've partnered with the CIE and Tech Mountain to be kind of our guinea pigs. And then what we're going to do is we have a full-on marketing strategy on how we're going to approach much larger co-work spaces. And I use WeWork as an example, although they don't like to be classified as a co-work space. But we've got a plan in place on how we're going to approach them.
If they're not co-working, what are they?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Anyone, viewer, anyone else has a question? Okay, thank you very much, Derek.
Thank you guys for having me.
Great job. Krista has an important announcement, and then we'll get to community announcements.
You don't want to use this? Silliness?
We've got a lot of new faces here, so thank you for coming. I hope it won't be our last time seeing you. For those who are our regular community members, I just